Welcome back to my channel, The Viking.
I will
and
hurt you.
These are my guests, the Wilson brothers.
I will.
So this is what they call copyright infringement.
And on my channel today, we're going to be reacting to Ben Shapiro.
I love how funny this is to you. This is hilarious.
It's like
to
the
you.
joke that you did when stand-up that never hit.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Today on my channel, we're going to be reacting to Ben
Why do you
Shapiro.
keep holding the mic like you have a tumor on it? You got the tumor on the
Got
mic.
the tumor.
All right, Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro, we're reacting to him. He's talking about something important.
Apparently,
Let's do
being
it.
skilled versus discipline.
Being skilled versus discipline.
All right,
That's
here
right.
we go. Y'all ready? Let's
do
go.
it.
I love his yarmulke. He's got to grow some facial hair though.
I'd rather hire a bunch of kids out of high school who have 1450 SATs and no college degree than a bunch of kids with a college degree who have been told that they are owed $150,000 a year for finger painting. Virtually nobody learns how to do a job by going to school. Virtually everybody learns how to do a job by doing the job and doing it a lot. Like my number one piece of advice for people who want to get into my industry is do a bunch of stuff for free. You can't teach effort. If people want it, they want it. And if they don't want it, they don't want it. I'd much rather have the person who's like going to do the grunt work, who wants it. I'd rather have that person who's slightly less talented than the person who's more talented.
We just had Papa John on the podcast, and he said, hire for attitude, train for aptitude. I think
that's right.
Wow.
Good stuff.
So, in other words, I need to fire you guys for your ineptitudes and your lack of work. No, I'm just joking. He actually keeps us accountable in the gym, but
Who are you talking to? It's called the Wilson Brothers, plural.
That's like offensive.
No, it's called The Viking because this is my channel, okay?
you're having way too much fun. But I know, I think you like Brett Cooper.
Yeah.
You saw
You
that.
like Brett Cooper, too.
He's
married.
I like Brett Cooper from a professional standpoint. She inspires the way that I want to hope to be able to communicate, talking very fast like this and making so much sense in the world. It's just the greatest thing.
Well, people think that
Sure.
she's actually been.
I'm sure it also doesn't help that she's wrapped up in a cute little package.
No, I think it is just that she's all about men being strong.
Okay. Back to Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Apparently, people think that Brett Cooper actually is Ben Shapiro's sister.
No, it's not.
It's not true, but they look very much alike. They talk very fast, but what he says specifically about the 1450 IQ, that's a really high IQ.
Or the SAT.
SAT.
1450
Yeah,
IQ.
that would be... That's like God's IQ.
No, I love what he said. I would rather have someone that is a hard worker that's going after it than somebody that just has the paper of a degree.
Right.
Well, it used to be worth something back in the day when it wasn't as expensive to go through a 4-year degree. You actually had real mentors that were teaching you that actually, like, for example, if I were to go for a business degree in today's world, most of the business teachers that are teaching me how to be an entrepreneur actually have never run a business. Yeah. So why would I learn from a business entrepreneur teacher, professor, when they don't actually understand what the real world, what it takes to fail over and over again? I know for my business, how many times I've failed. Like the house we're sitting in right now, this whole studio, all the setup came from nothing. We had no investors. We had no backing. We started in a closet, me and Adam, who's my business partner, making cold calls. And now this is the result of that. And we're able to build this channel as a result.
Well, you didn't go to school.
I didn't go to college.
It's funny because neither of you didn't. You went to a school for a short period of time, I think, Jordan.
Not
right?
college.
But not college. So you two didn't go to college. I went to college. And my biggest regret is actually going to college.
It's college, yeah.
The reason being, I went to school for filmmaking. I have my bachelor's in filmmaking. In today's age, even 10 years ago, it was the beginning of the revolution of YouTube and online learning. I could have learned everything I did at school on YouTube or online without being $70,000 in debt.
So why do you think a lot of men today are not taking advantage of YouTube University self-education?
Because one, it depends what industry you're in. That's very important.
Let's just say traditional entrepreneurship, right? Because obviously, in order to learn a skill or a trade or be a doctor or a lawyer, you have to go to college.
Well, I think,
most of the time.
To answer your question, I think it's just societal. Like, it's been a thing for so long to send your kids off to college that...
Like the American dream?
Yeah, it's like even though there's new options now available, I think we're just kind of stuck in our ways. I've been saying for a long time that college is a huge waste of money, unless like what you're talking about, you're going for a very specific
doctor
degree. Yeah, like if you're going to be a surgeon or like an astrophysicist.
But finger painting, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to gender studies?
Oh, God.
Bro, that would be the highlight of my life, is to see you take a gender. I will pay for it personally.
Honestly,
I will
guys,
go
if
in
you
debt
want
for that.
that to happen, post in the comments.
No, I won't
we
do
will
it.
have him take
I
a
won't do
1 hour
it.
class and
I
we'll
can't.
vlog the whole thing.
If we hit 100,000 subscribers,
It's not if, it's when.
when we hit 100,000 subscribers, Jordan is going to take a gender studies class and argue with the professor.
No,
the
I
entire
will not. But yeah, I've been saying for a long time that it's a huge waste of money. Well, I mean, like, historically, it made sense to hoard books because that was the only way people used to be able to learn how to read, or to learn anything at all, was through books. You hoard all the books and then charge people to read them. Like,
That's what they did in World War II. Is the first thing they did with the Jews when the Nazis invaded was they burned all the books.
yeah,
Because they wanted to take away the power of somebody being able to learn. So today, what a lot of Western culture, even TikTok, is there. If you look at the TikTok in China versus the U.S. when it comes to education, it's just nonsense in the U.S.
Insane.
And TikTok in China is actually educational, like astrophysicists, engineering, math, all these different educational resources. But in the U.S., it's about what dance can I do to get the most likes or to go viral. It's not has nothing to do with actual consumable content that's making you smarter, faster, harder.
I think something very important to think about is there's two different kinds of business people. There's the entrepreneurs, those that want to create their own business, right? And then there's the kind of business people that go into college for business because they want to start at a specific ranking in an actual company. So that's important to think about, because you are not going to get a decent a job in a business if you don't have an education a lot of the time, unless you've already
It depends, though. I would push back on that. Because,
I mean, if you have no experience, because if you have that paper, it shows you went through it.
Yes, but it's not as valuable today as it was 20 years ago. Because if I was for example, if I would start over, I'm 18, and I wanted to get into a company that, let's say I was trying to work in marketing or sales, all I would do is start off with a basic paid internship, work my way up, show that I do the hard work and that I can be, like they said at the end of this video, I'd rather teach somebody the skill that doesn't have all the brainwashing from the college program and then break them up. I'm not saying it's a blanket statement, but when it comes to business, sales, marketing, like traditional entrepreneurial ways of thinking is different now than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, if I wanted to be a skilled tradesman, like be a carpenter or electrician, then yes, I need to go to trade school for that.
There's also a difference between being in sales and marketing as opposed to knowing how to run a business, because business management is you understanding every aspect of a business, being well-rounded. If someone goes to school to learn how to do sales, it's idiotic. If they go to school to learn how to do marketing,
life is sales, though.
Yeah, life is sales, so there's experience. So what you did, which is the best education anybody can ever have in sales, is go into a job where you have to do 130 cold calls a day.
Yeah, that's what I did for 2 years. I did 150 cold calls a day.
That's the best education ever.
If I could start over and actually change the way that I did sales based off today's economy, I would pay a mentor instead of paying for a college degree.
So much better.
And most of the mentors out there are not going to charge you to mentor you. If you're about your business, I'll work for free for this period of time.
That's what Shapiro says.
And go under you and learn every single part of the business from top down, how to, run the books, how to do payroll, what are your management techniques? What is your leadership qualities? How do you govern your business? How did you scale it from 1 employee to 100? Those abilities and those skill sets only come as a result of experience.
I would have done the exact same thing for film.
Wouldn't you, though?
I would have said, okay,
go work for Mr. Beast for a year.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Like something similar.
But after you work for him for a year, you can get a job anywhere you want.
Well, that's the thing, is experience is the best teacher and also the best quality.
But you have to have that grind that Shapiro's talking about.
Ben Shapiro, the Jew everybody loves. Some people hate.
Everyone loves and some people hate. What a contradiction.
It is a contradiction. I mean, that's his channel, though, and that's his life. I mean, the guy came from nothing. He didn't really come from nothing, but he started as a copywriter for a couple of big newspapers, but decided that he didn't want to work for a law firm, ended up leaving, and went into the Daily Wire, decided against seed investment money to start the Daily Wire, and basically built it into a $300+ million a year.
Yeah, sometime we need to react to the entire podcast.
Yeah.
Because this clip from there, I'm listening to it now, watching it now. He talks about his entire journey from being nothing, except he was incredibly smart. He went to UCLA at 16, graduated at 18 or 19, went to Harvard at 20, graduated in like 2 years, like with a degree in law. A degree in lawyers.
Lawyering.
All right, but this was a fun video. And also, if we get to 100,000 subscribers, gender studies right here, my
And
friend.
and a Carolina Reaper pepper. You already agreed to that.
The Reaper pepper, yes, sure.
And guys, I'm
alone.
telling you, he hates spice.
I do.
Imagine the most powerful man you know being on his knees, looking like a lost puppy dog.
So if you find value in this episode, we're gonna have more here and more here. Like and subscribe. Guys, we appreciate you. We're just starting on this journey. And if you really like this video and you feel it in your plums, subscribe.
Peace.
All right, guys.
Peace.